Today, I'd like to share the extraordinary story of Henrietta the worm. Henrietta is no ordinary worm. Her life has taken some ups and downs. It all began, well, a week ago, when the little hermaphrodite worm was born in the bustling worm city of Petrie. Things were not well from the very start. When Henrietta was merely an egg, she found herself caught in a huge thunderstorm. Since she was still unhatched, she had nowhere to go. After the thunder and lightning subsided, the other worms were shocked to see that Henrietta the egg had survived the storm. Our poor worm friend was rushed to the hospital. Doctors carefully inspected her but could find nothing wrong. To be completely sure, she had a gene for a special protein called GFP fused to a promoter in her genome called ZOL1. Luckily, Henrietta was born happy and healthy. She lived the first few days of her life in peace, with no sign of having ever endured such a tragic mishap. Henrietta continued her carefree life, but this is not the end of her extraordinary story. The next chapter begins when Henrietta learns that she is pregnant. Hermaphrodites can do that, you know. All was well until the impossible happened. Henrietta's belly began to glow. She asked around, but no one had ever had their bellies glow when pregnant before. Henrietta grew worried about her unborn children. All of her friends suggested that she just wait until her eggs hatched to see why they were glowing. After all, they could all hatch to be normal hermaphrodite worms. The fateful day finally came. It was Henrietta's due date. She laid her eggs, a good majority of them still glowing, and a few days later they all hatched into healthy little worms. Much to her dismay, however, they were still glowing. Henrietta decided to take them all to the doctor to figure out what could be wrong. The doctors carefully gave each glowing worm a checkup and found a surprise. The glowing worms were different. They were all males. This was an extremely rare occurrence in worm society. Only 0.2% of the population were male. Henrietta was a special mother indeed. When all of Henrietta's friends found out that the glowing babies were males, they all rejoiced. "We'll finally have greater genetic diversity," they all exclaimed. Henrietta and her glowing baby boys were celebrated throughout Petrie. The end.